Anheuser-Busch.
Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Civic Arena. End of 2 periods. The Pittsburgh Penguins have a 3-1 lead over the New York Rangers. The Rangers playing with Phil Esposito behind the bench as the head coach. After this morning, he dismissed Michel Bergeron, and with us right now is Chris Nyland in our studio. And Chris, tell us what the players' overall reaction was to the news today.
Well, I think the players overall, they were a little upset at what happened to Michel today. Matter of fact, a lot upset. I mean, it came to such a shock on such a day, April Fool's Day. A lot of guys didn't believe what was happening. I know, Sam, when I told you, you didn't believe it. And, you know, it's a difficult thing for the guys to handle, especially at this point in the season. You don't expect it. And, you know, like I've said before, Michel Bergeron he was a great coach for me. I know that personally. And I've had 2 great coaches, Jacques Lemaire and Michel Bergeron, and he really he got me back on track in a short time, and I've been out most of the year, and I just have to say I'm going to miss him.
Chris, you're a veteran player. You've been around and seen a lot of emotional things happen. Did you feel prior to the game or even between periods throughout this game any difference in the locker room itself?
Well, I think I still think it's a little bit clear in everybody's head, but when game time came, I think everybody was just interested in playing the game and doing the best we could. We talked about it, guys talked about it after it happened during lunch and everything, talked a bit about it, but when we got in the room tonight, we realized that we had an important game to play, and we have to be prepared to play, and I think we were playing well. We gave up a couple the power play goals there that are tough, and we just have to stay out of the penalty box against this club, and right now I think the guys are just focusing on the game.
Chris, did the players have any inkling, any feeling at all that something of this magnitude might happen?
I can only really speak for myself, and I didn't think there was any way that anything like this would have happened, but I don't know about the other guys. If anybody else knew it, they didn't mention it to me, and you know, I seem to hear a lot of things around the locker room. Everybody, you know, we always talk and we're always together, and this is one of the things I didn't hear from anybody.
From the player's point of view, Chris, is there anything from your mind that Michel Bergeron could have done different to improve his coaching abilities?
Oh, I really can't comment on that. I mean, like I say, Michel, I had tremendous amount of respect for him. I don't know what the other players felt, and from my standpoint, like I said, he was a great coach, and I really enjoyed playing for him. He's the type of guy that you like to go through a wall for.
What are the differences that you're feeling with Phil Esposito in the locker room and behind the bench?
Right now, Phil, I mean, just coming in tonight, he wants to try and make everybody as comfortable as possible. We haven't changed the system that much. There's not much time to practice it. I mean, we come out today and worked a little bit on the power play, but other than that, to have any time of changing any type of system, we're going to have to, you know, have some time to work. But as far as, you know, the meeting before the game, Phil just told us what he wanted from all the players. He wanted 100% hard work all the time, and I think he's getting it tonight.
How about the difference behind the bench, Chris? Phil hasn't been there for a long, long time. It's a hectic game. There's been a lot of stay on Lemieux as much as possible, a lot of specialty team work. How have you found the control and flow behind the bench? I think he's fine behind the bench. Wayne Cashman is also giving him a hand there, and the both of them are working together, and all the players are trying to contribute as much as possible, knowing who you have next, and talking on the bench and trying to just have that communication. It's a little difficult when you're away from that behind the bench for a period of time, but I feel Phil's adjusted well enough tonight.
What do you think? I know this is a difficult thing to answer, but do you think in the long term this will have a positive effect on the team?
Sam, I can't really, I'm just looking at this game here tonight. We got one tomorrow night, and I'm looking at the playoffs. I can't really look at long term, and I just have to look what's ahead of me now. I've always been that type of player. I don't look too far ahead. I just want to, the only time I look too far ahead is when I was out injured for 3 months this year. I was looking for that day I was coming back, but other than that, you know, it's one day at a time here. We got to pull together and hopefully come out of here tonight with a victory, and then just surge toward the playoffs and play good, solid defensive hockey, get good goaltending, and hopefully improve on the power play.
Okay, Chris Nyland, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck to you in the third period and to the New York Rangers.
I'd just like to know one thing. How do you get these things to stay in your ear, Sam? Huh?
You get a specially
it's
molded...
out of my ear here. See ya.
All right, thanks, Chris. You get a specially molded piece. You don't see it, and it stays in your ear. Thanks. We'll be back with more New York Rangers hockey here at the Pittsburgh Civic Arena in just a moment.
Beating the Honda Prelude could be a challenge, but look at it this way. This sporty Mazda MX-6 beats it by over $2,500. Its warranty covers you for an additional 14,000 miles. MX-6 has far more room inside. And right now, it comes with $750 cash back from Mazda. How's that for a good reason to make the move to Mazda?
See your local Mazda dealer today and get $750 cash back on MX-6.
This is the farewell tour of Gunther Gable Williams, unrivaled entertainment and the grand tradition of Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus, the greatest show on earth.
Now playing at Madison Square Garden. Good seats at the box office as late as showtime.
Something's going on.
Hey, hey! The movie's on! Just for the cool, just for the fun. The movie's on! The movie's on to the real one.
Last year, almost 2 million families stopped buying regular Pepsi, and almost 500,000 of them moved to Diet Coke, more than any other major soft drink.
Just for the smooth sensation. The movie's on! All the nation. Just like tasty. Diet Coke, the movie's on!
I'd buy out my company and have my boss work for me.
I'd buy his and hers Maseratis.
I'd have 50-yard line seats for the next 50 years.
I would shop until I dropped.
I'd party.
Tonight, someone could win millions of dollars.
I'd buy a baseball team for Brooklyn.
New York Lotto. All you need is $1 and a dream.
This game is brought to you in part by Metropolitan Life and affiliated companies. Get met, get paid.
The game was tied 1-1 out of the first. Penguins with 2 goals in the second period lead the New York Rangers 3-1. Rangers must come out of this game with at least a tie to stay alive for the race for second place in the Patrick Division. The Rangers trailing Pittsburgh by 1 point. If the Penguins win, it's over, and the Penguins would finish in second place and have home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs. So a long way to come back for the Rangers, who'll be down a man for 3 minutes and 24 seconds.
Sure will be, Sam. The Rangers got themselves into a lot of trouble in that second period, taking bad penalties. And they will not beat Pittsburgh even if they play them in the playoffs taking bad penalties. That power play is just so explosive. Even though they'd struggled for the last month, just look at the personnel they have on the power play.
Let's take a look at one of the highlights of the second period, and they belong to the Pittsburgh Penguins. The highlights are brought to you by Minolta, creators of Maxim 3000i, the world's smallest, most affordable autofocus SLR.
This goal by Paul Coffey starts as a broken play. What happens is Zalapsky carries the puck out of the zone, and you'll see him drop it back, but it's a missed play, and there's where Barrasso will develop an assist by giving it to Coffey. From this point on, watch Coffey with his skating grace go to work. And he's third in the league with shots on goal, and he has a rocket, and you see the rocket right there. A great play by Coffey. The Rangers backed off, expecting Coffey to go to the right side of the ice. He did not. A beautiful play by Paul Coffey.
4 times in his NHL career, Paul Coffey has reached 30 goals in a season. Only Bobby Orr has done it more. We'll be right back.
The Clydesdales, the symbol of Budweiser quality, of Beechwood aging, the choicest natural ingredients, and a genuine commitment to freshness and taste. One beer lives up to all this. Budweiser.
I told you you should have gotten some coverage on this car when you rented. Max, but no, please. It's American Express.
You're all set, Mr. Boyer.
But I didn't register. Or anything.
Well, since you rented your car with the American Express card, coverage is automatic.
Thank you.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
Just relax for a second, okay?
Do you handle medical emergencies?
Talk.
Collision damage coverage now automatic for all our card members.
Now Minolta gives you more, gets you closer than before. Freedom Telly is your best move. Your best move.
Close the close-up, wide or wide. Get 6 million side by side.
Only Minolta's Freedom Telly gives you not one, but 5 autofocus beams for perfect focus when moonwalking.
Freedom Telly is your best move. Your best move.
Freedom cameras, only from the mind of Minolta.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
This game is brought to you in part by Mobil 1 Synthetic Motor Oil. Mobil 1, isn't your car worth the extra protection?
Let's take a look at scores around the NHL this afternoon in Quebec. Boston defeated Quebec 5-4 with the rookie Bob Cimetta scoring 2 goals, his first 2 in the NHL. Stéphane Richer scored for Montreal. Canadiens lead Philadelphia 1-0. Canadiens trailing Calgary by 1 point in the race for first overall in the NHL. And this is Montreal's last regular season game tonight. Calgary plays tomorrow against Edmonton. New Jersey with a 3-2 lead over Washington. In that game, Jeff Courtnall has scored his 42nd for Washington. John McClain has 2 for New Jersey. He has 42 goals on the season. Hartford with a 4-1 lead over Chicago, which means Chicago's hold on 4th place in the Norris division is in jeopardy. Buffalo and the Islanders a 3-3 tie there in the 3rd period there. Andrechuk scored to tie that game late in the 2nd period. Brett Hull has his 40th goal of the season. St. Louis a 1-0 lead on Toronto. Toronto will be at Chicago tomorrow night, and Vancouver at LA a later start. We'll be back to start the 3rd period here at the Pittsburgh Civic Arena in just a moment.
When you're hot, you're hot.
It's hot, and it's at your Ford dealers now. Low 4.9 financing or cash back on America's best-selling cars and trucks. 4.9 or 500 cash back on Ford Escort and Tempo. 500 back on Taurus. 4.9 or $750 back on Ranger. It's now. Big savings before you make your best deal. Your tri-state quality Ford dealers are hot.
Ford dealers. When you're hot, you're hot.
This is a brand new $18,000 car. Put in a leading motor oil. This is an identical new car. Put in Mobil 1. Start them up and drive. Under extreme conditions, temperatures inside your engine can reach 570 degrees. Of course, Mobil 1 costs more. But then, under extreme conditions, look at what can happen to conventional motor oil. Mobil 1. Isn't your car worth the extra protection?
It's an uprising at sea in the Kane Mutiny. Sunday night at 7. Humphrey Bogart heads a stellar cast in this adaptation of the Pulitzer Prize-winning novel by Herman Wouk. See the passions explode in this classic high seas adventure. Tune in to see the brilliant performances by this outstanding cast, including Jose Ferrer and Van Johnson. That's the Kane Mutiny tomorrow at 7 here on Channel 9. 3:24 remaining on the double minors to Michel Petit. 2 minutes for slashing, 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. Pittsburgh with a 3-1 lead, already with 2 power play goals. Rangers with Deblois, Renato, Shaw, and Leach. Penguins with Quinn, Brown, Lemieux, Salavsky, and Coffey.
Renato has 4 shorthanded goals on the season to lead the Rangers.
Renato 2-on-1 with Leach. Salavsky back. Renato moves in. He fakes. And he went for the short side and was blocked. Barrasso staying with him. Quinn with the puck. 3 minutes to go in the penalties to Petit. Salavsky lead for Quinn. Lemieux picks it up. Tied up by Deblois. Good play. Lemieux back pass to Quinn. Now to Coffey. Salavsky. Rangers set up the defense. Coffey. Salavsky. Winding and shooting wide. The rebound is Deblois. Bangs it off the board. Salavsky to it. Stick save, Van Beesbrook. Coffey's got the puck. Rangers not challenging the point man. Deflection by Brown goes into the corner.
Because they're worried about Lemieux down low towards the goal net. And that's understandable.
Good check by Debois on Lemieux, enables Shaw to take the puck away, and he fires it down.
Bob Airy has drawn 4 penalties during this game, and Kevin Stevens drew the other, and that was the last power play goal. Kevin Stevens drew the penalty to Sandstrom. Sandstrom was in the box, and the Penguins scored a power play goal, and then Stevens scored a goal towards the end of the second period. This young man has been a force in this game.
Penguins were offside going in. 2:06 remaining in the penalties to Michel Petit.
Granato knocked the puck out of midair right in the neutral zone after Paul Coffey had gone down. And as Granato knocked the puck out of midair, the Rangers started up with a 2-on-1. Zalatsky's the only man back, and he takes the passing lane away from Granato. And Granato went to the backhand on the bad angle, but could not get the puck up over top of Barrasso.
In that game in Montreal, Rick Tocchet has scored for Philadelphia in the second period.
Oh, boy.
Now tied 1-1.
Playing goal.
Patrick Roy
hasn't lost on home ice all year. Right down to the last game.
On Hextall, who has hit the 30-win mark for Philadelphia. Here comes Phil Bourque. Across the line, dropping it back to Kevin Stevens. Long shot blocked. It hit Erickson. Patrick gave it away. Stevens keeping it in. Just missed by Callender. Stevens' shot deflected into the corner. Callender hit by Hardy. Lemieux knocked away. Callender puts it in front. Stevens scores! Boy, that Kevin Stevens is having some game. He is working. Third power play goal for the Pittsburgh Penguins. They cash in on that extra minor to Petit. They're on that second penalty to Petit, and they now lead 4-1.
The Penguins work the backboards very, very well on this play. Lemieux is back there. Stevens is back there. As is Callender. Callender let the puck go, so Lemieux could control it. And you'll see Stevens get himself into open ice. And that puck went off the shoulder of Van Beesbrook, who had dropped because of the Penguins coming around and trying to wrap around right here. Down goes Van Beesbrook. He's reaching. And there's Stevens with a quick release, turning his body to face the puck. A 4-1 lead, 3 power play goals for the Penguins. And the Rangers have destroyed themselves with a bunch of needless penalties.
Stevens with his second goal of the game, his 10th of the season. Callender and Lemieux, the assist at 1:51. Kelly Kissio was heading to the Rangers locker room, then comes back. Don't know what happened there. Kissio's back on the Rangers bench. Rangers have Wilson, Sandstrom, and Dahlin, Shaw, and Leach. Rangers trailing 4-1. Rangers score the first goal of the game. Penguins have had the next 4. Penguins are offside going in. They are 3 for 6 on the power play. 2 minutes, 1 second gone in the third period. And the Rangers have a long way to come back.
What happened was the Rangers forgot the headset, or something happened with the headset, and Denny Morrell just skated way over to the Rangers runway where they go to their locker room, got the headset, and skated it all the way back to Bob Froese, and he just handed it to Froese.
That's a nice delivery.
Yes.
Very thoughtful of him. Zalapsky across the Buskus. Rangers coming into tonight's game had lost their last 2 and 10 of their last 13. Here's Patrick bringing it in. Slides it in front. It's taken back by Hannon. Zalapsky waiting. He carries it out himself. Sends it across the Buskus. Dahlin picks it up. 2.5 minutes gone in the third. And Beesbrook holds the puck for Patrick. Up the middle off the stick of Wilson. And Zalapsky bangs it off the boards to Lemieux. Lemieux moving in against Patrick. Patrick sweeps it aside. Beesbrook caroms it off to Sandstrom. And across to Petit. Into the Pittsburgh zone. Now it's Coffey on the rush. Hardy is there. Coffey looks to make the pass. Does to where he scores! What a play! 5-1 Pittsburgh. You can see it coming. Oh,
Sure, absolutely. The Penguins played the second period with defense in mind, and their defense was very strong, something that has not been strong as far as their character goes. And then Paul Coffey took over in the second period, continues it here in the third. A beautiful setup, a deflection, and that beats Van Beesbrook. Bob Airy has drawn a lot of penalties in this game. This time he gets involved in the scoring. Paul Coffey fed the pass beautifully. A little redirection, and it's a 5-1 lead. And Bob Froese will be going into goal for the Rangers as Van Beesbrook gets the hook. Esposito makes a decision here. And you know, Sam, one player we haven't seen all game long has been Turcotte. I don't think he's even on the bench.
He's played a couple of shifts
early, and he's not on the bench now.
He had 1 or 2 shifts in the second period.
That's right, and he has not come to the bench here for the third period. Darren Turcotte, right here in a standing ovation in favor of the Penguins, and a deserved ovation.
Well, they feel it now. This team will be in second place at the end of the night. They will have clinched second place, and they will open the playoffs here in Pittsburgh on Wednesday.
Bob Froese will not be afforded a warm-up as the change was not made because of injury. It's up to Dennis Morel to make the call in that situation, and he's ready to drop the puck at center ice. The Penguins have played well.
Airy gets the goal, his 26th from Coffey and Barrasso at 3:07. So Barrasso has 2 assists in the game.
It gives him 5 for the season, and that's a record, a franchise record for the Penguins. And when you have Paul Coffey going from one end to the other, goaltenders pick up assists.
Wonder how that thumb tasted for him. He looked like he was having a good time. 3:04 gone by, third period. The Penguins have added 2 to their total. They have now scored 5 unanswered goals and lead 5-1. The Rangers have to look over their shoulders at the Philadelphia Flyers. Can the Flyers still catch the Rangers?
Absolutely. And it's a 1-1 score there.
Renato behind the net, in front. Penalty called. Nyland taken down. Mario Lemieux, I believe, or Jim Johnson gets the call.
Right.
Johnson goes off. Rangers power play coming up.
It's March, and your Jeep Eagle dealer is blowing away the competition. Get cash back on an Eagle Premier now. Plus factory-to-dealer incentives that could save you hundreds more. Get cash back or low financing on an all-new Eagle Summit. There's never been a better time to grab savings like these. But hurry, once these deals stop flying, it's all over till next March.
See your Tri-State Jeep Eagle dealer, where you can always expect the best.
Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Civic Arena. Jim Johnson called for tripping at 3:23. Rangers' 5th power play of the game. They're 1 for 4 on their last 2. They haven't had a shot on goal. Wilson for Sandstrom. There's the shot that's deflected by Barrasso. It's on the back of the net. Rangers get it off. Dolan to Wilson. Wilson to Patrick. Leach with a shot. Save Barrasso. Cleared aside. Leach put it in front, and Hannon sent it out. Patrick leads Sandstrom. Sandstrom against Puskas. Feed to Wilson. Back to Patrick. Leach. Patrick. Dolan set up in front. Pass through for Sandstrom. Broken up by Zalapski. 3 Penguins out of the zone. Here comes Mario Lemieux. Pulls up. Looks to make the pass. Down the boards. Sandstrom took it back. Wilson. 15:40 to go. Third period. 5-1 Pittsburgh. Sandstrom gets the pass. Dolan into the zone. Dolan. Behind the net, Zalapski on him. Sandstrom in the corner. Pass across, deflected by Barrasso. He covers it. Blocked the feed for Wilson.
Sandstrom was trying to feed Wilson on the play. It went off of Dineen, the defenseman who's been used killing penalties, and it went right into Tom Barrasso. The Rangers trying to use puck movement all over the offensive zone, keeping the Penguins moving, and the Rangers with this power play, Sam, trying to shoot the puck a lot as far as the one motion shot goes. Wilson is in front, and Sandstrom tries to set up Kerry Wilson, and Barrasso fell on it. Barrasso, one of only 4 goaltenders in the league that catches with his right hand. The others being Darren Pupa, Grant Fuhr, and Greg Milne. And the Rangers, if things go according to Sam Rosen, end up playing playing the Penguins. We'll see a lot of Tom Barrasso.
What about Glenn Hanlon?
Oh, you're right. 5.
Get out of here. Sandstrom side of the net, knocked down by Barrasso.
As soon as I saw that look on your face, I knew I was out 1.
Wilson along the boards, checked by Hannon. Wilson looking, Sandstrom set up in the slot. Petit to Wilson. Dahlin set up in front. Wilson. Petit. Wilson with a shot blocked by Bork. Mario Lemieux's got it. 18 seconds to go on the Ranger power play. Lemieux sends it down. Rose stops the puck. Leach moves it to Petit. 8 seconds to go on the man advantage. Kissio gets the lead, moves in. Busquets comes over. Drops to Mullen. Shot blocked from behind. Quinn caught up. Got the stick to block the shot. Pass broken up in front, is out of the zone. Penalty call on the Penguins. Delayed penalty. Quinn will go off. Rangers getting an extra skater on as Kissio makes his way in the board. Busquets makes the touch. The whistle stops play, and the Rangers get another power play. 14:22 to go in the third. Rangers with a long way to come back.
What makes a Whopper a Whopper? It's the bounce of the bun, the bulk of the beef, the flame and the heat it broils on. It's ketchup and pickles and onion and mayo, cheese, fresh lettuce and ripe tomato. It's broilers and cookers and builders and choppers and slicers and servers and baggers and boxers. It's proportion and dimension. It's your way and then some. It's the size of the grin when you first bite in. It's beyond any burger. Doesn't taste like any burger because it's not just a burger. It's a Whopper.
This Bud's for all you great fans. Yes, to everyone who supports the Rangers, win, lose, or draw, for all you do. This Bud's for you. Dan Quinn for holding at 5:28. Rangers' 6th power play. They're 1 for 5. We saw Philadelphia and Montreal 1-1 late in the second period at the Forum in Montreal. Richer and Tocchet, the goal scorers in that one. Tocchet with 44 goals this season.
Watch Bob Airy kill penalties. He just got on the ice, number 12. He likes to attack all over the ice, take the body, especially in the neutral zone.
Patrick moving in. Goes into the corner after the puck. Gillespie picks him up. Wilson behind the net. Up the boards for Hardy. But it's tapped out of the zone by Lemieux. Airy racing for it. Sandstrom is there. Patrick and Hardy. Sandstrom, Wilson, and Dahlin for the Rangers power play. Rangers had 3 shots on goal on the last power play. Bad pass. And a giveaway to Airy. He sends it down the ice. Since the first period, the Penguins have played a perfect game, John.
They've been terrific all over the ice surface, Sam. You give them full credit, especially after you watch their last game where their defensive play as a team was simply horrendous. But the meetings, and it looks like new dedication to team defense, it's a different look.
LaFleur keeps it in the zone. Leach turns. Checked by Loney. Toward the net. Blocked by Barrasso. Rebound missed by Ruff. And Barrasso's got it. Former teammates in Buffalo, Barrasso and Ruff. And Barrasso robbed him.
Barrasso made the first save on a shot through traffic that was not a hard shot. You'll see Leach take the shot. It's a wrist shot, but it's redirected. And look at Lindy Ruff come in from the other side of the ice, but the puck bounced right over his stick as Barrasso tried to get over. You'll see Tom Barrasso go feet first a lot when he plays goal. You'll see him make the first save here through traffic. Now watch him go across feet first. A lot of goaltenders nowadays like to go across standing up. Tom Barrasso's play is feet first, stack the pads, and a good job by Bork in front of taking the body as that puck would not settle down.
LaFleur on for the power play, which has 44 seconds left. Leach at the right point. Ruff battling in front. The shot saved, the rebound going wide.
LaFleur won that draw clean, Sam, and he's not a natural centerman.
Mullen with a shot. Save! Barrasso a beauty, and he juggles the rebound and caught it.
What's interesting here is your second power play unit usually gets about 40 seconds. And the Rangers do not have a natural centerman out there. They have Ruff, LaFleur, and Mullen. So if you lose that draw, that almost kills the last portion of the power play. But Guy Lafleur won that draw clean, and from there the Rangers went on the offense and developed 2 scoring chances on the play. But Tom Barrasso made the saves 31 seconds still remaining on the minor to Dan Quinn. And the Rangers change the unit again, go back with Dahlin, Wilson, and Sandstrom.
Wilson wins the draw. Dahlin pushes it to Leach. Sandstrom along the boards, plays it into the corner. Penalty call. Dahlin will go. He took down Jim Johnson. Hooked him. Power play ends. Penguins will get a power play in 23 seconds. We'll be right back.
Now you put the letter in here, and the letter goes round and round. Whoa, and it comes out here.
With Sharp's choice of fax machines, you can send documents in as little as 12 seconds to any place in the world you can phone.
The photo goes round and round. Whoa, whoa, and it comes out here.
And that will change the way you do business forever.
And it comes out here.
Sharp, the #1 selling fax machine in America.
Madison Square Garden Network coverage of Yankee baseball heads into the regular season. The Yankees at Minnesota. It begins with the Yankee Scorecard pregame show, 7:30. It's the Yankees and the Minnesota Twins Wednesday night. Some cable operators will not be offering Yankee baseball on MSG to their subscribers. Contact your system for confirmation. Skating 4 aside for the next 12 seconds, and then the Penguins will go on another power play. Granato moving in with a shot saved by Barrasso. He's got the rebound. Boy, Barrasso's playing real well tonight.
A lot more fun to play goal when you're up 5-1 than what he's been facing lately. By the way, Ranger locker room attendants here in the audience: Tommy Horvath, Mike Van Ness, and Eddie Whiteman. The Rangers flew them up this morning. They will go back on the charter to New York tonight, getting a chance to enjoy a game on the road.
I don't know if they're enjoying this one too.
See a game on the road.
Dahlin for hooking at 7:15, and in 5 seconds the Penguins get their 7th power play of the game. They're 3 for 6. Then we see the penalty time up to Dan Quinn. And Quinn will step on and just join the power play unit. Johnson, Coffey, Brown, and Lemieux. Here comes Quinn. The power play is on for Pittsburgh. They lead 5-1. Brown for Lemieux. Rose try to move it around boards. Quinn blocked it. Debelois checks Lemieux. And here comes Petit. Petit moving down, brings it in by himself. Nice move. Coffey catches up. Back pass to Debelois. Comes out of the zone. Lemieux across. And Coffey plays it. All the way across. Quinn moving in against Hardy. Drops it off for Lemieux. Back pass to Coffey. Long shot, saved by Froze. And that, I believe, is the first shot on Bob Froze since he entered the game.
Another situation where the Penguins on the power play, the Rangers are dropping down their forwards to make sure they take care of Mario Lemieux. Now, in turn, that leaves Coffey and Zalapsky open. Tony Granato now skating to the Rangers locker room. Does not look like an injury problem. He's now having words with Jacques Caillé as to what the Rangers bench needs or what player needs what. Looks like an equipment problem. But the Rangers allowing Coffey and Zalapsky all that room, and you mentioned it earlier, Sam. The Penguins were pretty good with that room.
Real good. Coffey, a goal and 2 assists. Mario Lemieux has not hurt the Rangers tonight. He's had only 1 point.
Well, Coffey and Stevens have had outstanding games.
Jacques Callender along the boards, number 14. Back pass to Lemieux. Quick across. Long shot blocked in front. It hits Stevens. He's got the puck now. Plays it to Callender. Back pass to Zalapsky. 35 seconds left in the power play. Wrist shot knocked down by Leach and knocked aside by Shaw. Shaw with Callender. Stevens. Shot blocked by Leach, and Zalapsky's got the puck. Zalapsky, big drive and blocked. Shaw went down the block to Tissio. Trying to clear it, kept in by Coffey. Across to Stevens, backhands it for Callender, swept aside by Erickson. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Stevens. Shaw goes down. Stevens goes down. Lemieux with a back pass to Coffey. Coffey still with it, moves down. Back pass to Zalapsky. Ahead for Lemieux off his stick. Teams are back at full strength. Played in the side of the net. Callender behind the net. Stevens in the crease. Bump for behind. Callender to Lemieux. He controls. Back for Callender behind the net. Comes out in front. Knocked aside by Shaw. Taken by Callender. Lemieux behind the net. Penguins staying right around that net. down low. Lemieux with a shot deflected wide by Stevens, who's looking for a hat trick. Leach trying to come away with the puck, finally does. Leach wards off the check with Lemieux. Dahlin moves in. Dahlin against Zalapski. Zalapski stays with him. Wrestles him down. Lemieux moves the puck around to Coffey. 10 minutes to go. Third period. Penguins leading 5-1. Coffey. Plays it into the Rangers zone. Paul Coffey, as we mentioned, reaching the 30-goal mark for the fourth time in his career. Bobby Orr, the only other NHL defenseman who ever reached the 30-goal mark more times than that. He has the record with 5. Barrasso stops it for Gord Dineen. Dineen hasn't seen much ice time.
He was mostly killing penalties, Sam.
Randy Hager suffered a knee injury.
Seeing a little more with Hillier having the injury problem.
Here's Mullen across. Wilson heading for the net. Around the boards it rolls. Wilson being held and twirled around by Johnson. Bork trying to lift it clear. Koshek was knocked down by Cullen. Fans like that.
For the Penguins, remember, they can also move Bork back and play defensive. It becomes an absolute necessity.
Quinn across finds Loney. 9 minutes to go in the third. 5-1 Pittsburgh. The Penguins hold on to win. They will finish second in the Patrick Division. And open the playoffs Wednesday night at home. And I believe that's the first time they'll open at home since 1974-75. Penalty call, Dineen holding. Here's the call, 8:41 to go. Rangers will go on the power play when we come back. This program is authorized by Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing the program without the express written consent of Madison Square Garden Productions Incorporated, is prohibited. 7th Rangers power play. They are 1 for 6. Sandstrom with a shot. Score! Tomas Sandstrom with a power play goal makes it 5-2. And he has both goals, both on the power play.
You know, Sam, that gives Sandstrom 38 points on the road for the Rangers this season. He leads the team in that category. Both power play goals for the Rangers after they won the face-off in the same area in the Pittsburgh zone. And what a blast this is. You see the screen set up in front by Dahlin. There is a redirection or a deflection on the way in here off the stick of Busquets, and it goes down underneath Barrasso. Barrasso was screened completely by Ulf Dahlin, but the Rangers with the 2 goals, both on the power play, both after they won the face-off to the left side of Tom Barrasso.
That breaks the Penguins' string of 5 straight goals. Sandstrom with a second of the game, 31st of the season from Leach and Wilson at 11:26. Power play goal. Rangers 2 for 7 on the power play. 5-2 Pittsburgh, 8:15 to go in the third. Lafleur across with the drive way wide of the net. Lafleur's got it, avoids the check of Johnson, but left the puck behind him. And it's out of the zone. Petit. Now Hardy. Deflects all the way across. Petit with a drive. Wide of the net. Bounces around. Johnson moves it. Lafleur takes it. Back pass. Comes to Petit. Now Lafleur. Checked by Johnson. Mullen. Deflects behind the net. Tissio gets to it. Banked it off Barrasso. Rangers doing a good job keeping it in the zone, but not getting real good scoring chances. Mullen battles Airy along the boards. Coffey's got the puck. 7:25 to go in the third. The Philadelphia-Montreal game is now end of 2 at the Forum in Montreal, with the game tied 1-1. Coffey takes it away from Lafleur. Lafleur takes it back, puts it in the Penguin zone. Johnson there. Gives it back to the Rangers. Coming down to 7 minutes remaining. Lead for Nyland. Nyland against Johnson. Granato calls for it, but it goes to Hardy. Save made, rebound, save by Barrasso as he stopped Granato. Good shot from the point by Hardy. Started it all.
Here we go, Sam. Granato was tripped up behind the play by Paul Coffey, and then Granato went right back at Coffey. It was back behind the play as the Penguins were moving the puck up the ice. Coffey reached out and knocked Granato down. Granato got back up and attacked Paul Coffey. And there you see what the end of the play looks like as they wrestle away, and the linesmen are involved now to break it up. Coffey knocked Granato down as Coffey was heading to the bench for a line change. And Granato looked around from his backside, or from his back, laying on the ice, saw who it was, got up, and went right back at Paul Coffey.
They had some bad feelings last time in New York, which they expressed to each other. We'll be right back. 6:48 to go in the third.
If you like a challenge, just try to find a better deal than Mazda 323. It's $1,600 less than Toyota Corolla. Its warranty covers you 14,000 miles longer than Nissans, Hondas, or Toyotas. 323 also has their small sedans covered when it comes to overall room. And right now, it comes with $400 cash back from Mazda. $400. That's the kicker.
See your local Mazda dealer today and get $400 cash back on 323.
Tony Granato in the penalty box for the New York Rangers. Paul Coffey in the penalty box on the other side for the Penguins.
We'll try and take a look and see exactly how the whole thing started. The puck will now leave the zone, the Penguins zone. Granato and Coffey will be the last two out of the zone. And Coffey, trust me, knocked down Granato. Granato got up and he was upset. He's been by far the feistiest forward the Rangers have had in this game.
What he's upset about now is that he got an extra 2 minutes and the Penguins get a power play.
Well, obviously, Denny Morrell did not see how it started as the play was moving up the ice. Turcotte, by the way, twisted his right ankle, and that's why he's not playing.
Coffey gets 2 minutes for roughing. Granato gets 4 minutes for roughing. So the Penguins get a power play.
Denny Morrell called what he thought he saw, but he did not see the whole play. That's all there is to that.
Congratulations to Michigan and Seton Hall. They will play for the national championship Monday night out in Seattle. Seton Hall defeated Duke 95-78, and Michigan defeated Illinois 83-81. What a run from Michigan after Bill Frieder left.
Yes. Steve
Fisher taking over. What a run.
Rudy Poshek, by the way, Sam, in the penalty box to serve the additional minor to Tony Granato.
Lapsky across for Rob Brown. Getting in front for Quinn. Petit's got it. Kissio, Erickson, Petit, and Hardy for the Rangers. Brown, Lemieux, Quinn, Zalapsky, and Bork for Pittsburgh. Bork across to Zalapsky. Around the boards for Lemieux behind the net, off his stick. Lemieux looking. Centers. And off the stick of Kissio. Zalapsky getting to it, but Kissio diving to tap it out of the zone.
Bill Bork on the power play in place of Paul Coffey as Coffey's in the penalty box.
Zalapsky moves in. Now it's Rob Brown. Lemieux lurking at the side of the net. Brown trying to wrap it around. He got wrapped by Hardy. Up the boards. Mullen takes it. Tries to break out. Does. Feeds Deblois. Deblois against Bork. Deblois dropped from Mullen. The flying drop pass. Zalapsky comes back to take it. Mullen all over him. Quinn's got it. 50 seconds to go on the Pittsburgh power play. 5:35 to go. Third period. 5-2 Pittsburgh. Lemieux and Brown. Lemieux to Brown. He missed it. Brown gets knocked down by Lindy Ruff, who's moved back on defense to kill this penalty.
Credit Ruff with a good play, Sam. He went to Brown and harassed Brown as he attempted to shoot that puck.
And credit Lemieux with an unselfish play as they're trying to get Brown 50 goals this season. He has 48.
Yeah, good call. As Lemieux had a pretty good chance to shoot the puck himself.
There's Brown moving in. He slides down. His helmet goes off. Lemieux back pass. Johnson is open. Try to pass it. It was blocked. Ruff sends it to Kissio.
Penguins are trying everything to set up the side of the ice. So Rob Brown sets up camp.
Nice move by Kissio. Wheels back. Kills some time. Goes back to Hardy. And the power power play for the Penguins is over. 4:45 to go, third period. Penguins 5, Rangers 2. One shot on goal for the Penguins on that power play. Play stopped with 4:43 to go. And the Penguins with a 3-goal lead.
Every time I see my wife color her hair, the mixing, the mess, I'm glad I've got Grecian Formula 16 to get rid of gray. Grecian isn't a dye, it's a clear liquid. Just comb in a few drops a day, and gradually, week by week, natural-looking color comes back. Then use it once a week to keep it that way. I'd go nuts waiting 40 minutes.
I slave over my hair, but with Grecian, you guys have it so easy.
Grecian, the no-mess way to get rid of gray, gradually.
Well, they'll have a chance to go for it because the Penguins will be in the playoffs for the first time since 1982. Playoffs will open up here in Pittsburgh Wednesday night. The Penguins hold on to this 3-goal lead. Koshek moving in. And
I'm going to jump all over you whenever you make a mistake. You know, a guy like Rod Buska, Sam, he's played over 400 games as a Penguin and never won in the playoffs. Never won shift in the playoffs. Has to be exciting for those types of players.
Wilson leads Sandstrom. Sandstrom with both goals for the Rangers. Penguin goals. Quinn, Coffey, Stevens with 2, and Erie. Erie with his 26th. Barrasso with 2 assists in the game. Sandstrom getting in. It's broken up by Coffey. Quinn picks up the loose puck. Just under 4 minutes to go. Quinn almost bumped into Kevin Stevens. Now they're looking to set up Stevens for a hat trick. Froese plays it to Brian Leach. John Van Peesbrook was lifted for Bob Froese at the 3:04 mark of this third period. Be interesting to see if the Rangers open up here in Pittsburgh, John, Wednesday, whether Bob Froese will be the goaltender.
You know,
he's done well throughout his career against Pittsburgh.
Very well throughout his career. It's 4 games in 5 nights, Sam. So I wouldn't doubt if you look at all 16 teams in the league that make the playoffs, see how many of the 16 do play more than one goalie. I don't think Edmonton will with Grant Fuhr. Calgary, I don't know. It depends how their series goes. Montreal, they have 2 very capable goaltenders. The Rangers have 2 capable goaltenders. I know Michel Bergeron's idea was to play 2 goaltenders. Maybe even one goaltender would only play 1 game of the 4, but the idea was to play both.
We'll see what Phil Esposito decides to do.
You know that Barrasso loves and thrives on work, even though he's never had great success in the playoffs.
Mullen just couldn't get to that puck. Johnson moves it around. They changed the second assist on Sandstrom's second goal. Toward the net, save Barrasso. Got it in the glove and holds it. That second Ranger goal should now read Sandstrom from Leach and Granato, not Wilson. And the time of that goal was 11:26. Tom Barrasso, his best game in quite a while for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and certainly restores the confidence they have in him and he has in his defensive team.
The Pittsburgh Penguins would not be fighting for second place if it wasn't for Tom Barrasso. They play a lot of wide open games. Barrasso gets by far the highest quality shots against him of maybe any goaltender in the league, and he's had a very strong season since he was traded to Pittsburgh.
Kissio won the draw. LaFleur's got the puck. Johnson after him. Back to Hardy, 1 times it. Blocked in front by Quinn. And the puck taken out of the zone by Bob Erie.
Credit Barrasso for playing well in what is a big game here, the biggest game of the season for the Penguins. Tom Barrasso came through.
Under 3 minutes to go. Kissio gets the breakout pass. For Mullen. With a shot save, Barrasso, and the rebound knocked aside by Coffey as LaFleur was there. Penguins thought that play was offside because Kissio stick-handled at the line, but I think he was in the zone, drew it back to the line. Penguins thought it might have been an offside with Mullen going in. Mullen got a good shot off. Guy Lafleur, the scoring drought is now 14 straight games. This would be 15 for him without a goal since that hat trick back at Madison Square Garden
against Los Angeles, right.
2:47 to go, and the Penguins about to wrap up second place. And now the Rangers will have to look over their shoulders with Philadelphia tied with Montreal. Starting play tonight, the Flyers were 3 points behind the Rangers. And if the Flyers lose, then the races are all over.
Remember this, the Islanders are playing some pretty good hockey right now. They're getting very strong goaltending from Fitzpatrick and Hackett. Some of the younger players starting to come around.
Fitzpatrick played tonight in a 4-3 loss to Buffalo. It's likely we'll see Jeff Hackett tomorrow night. All the way around the boards. Bork playing it to the other side. 2:25 to go. Bork goes down. He's tied up holding on to the stick of Nyland.
Nyland's stick blade was inside the glove.
Shot by Poshek is blocked. Hannon goes for it. Rose waits for it. Patrick takes the puck. Sandstrom. Broken up by Coffey. 2 minutes to go. Penguins are 2 minutes away from clinching second place.
Another thing you look at, Sam, over the final weekend is injuries. Boston lost Ken Linsman with a bad knee. Edmonton lost Buchberger. He fractured an ankle a couple of days ago in Vancouver. Becomes an interesting part of the last weekend.
LaFleur with a back pass, shot by Shaw, blocked in front by Coffey. Here's Cunneyworth for Coffey. Leach comes over. Cunneyworth with Dahlin on him. One hand to the side of the net. LaFleur's got it. Minute 25 to go in the game. Fans roar every time LaFleur touches the puck. They respond. Barrasso plays it away. LaFleur's got it. Pass blocked. LaFleur and Cunneyworth battle. Behind the net, it's Johnson. So the Pittsburgh Penguins, who failed to make the playoffs last season, finished 6th in the Patrick Division, will finish 2nd this season. Long shot by Petit is wide. Less than a minute to go. The fans here at the Pittsburgh Civic Arena on their feet.
And they should be.
That's right.
The Penguins have played a strong game. Their power play, their strongest point, was very good in the hockey game. Their discipline after the first period was very strong. Their defensive play was better than usual in the first period, but got much better in the second period. It was the second period that turned this game around. And they have to feel good about themselves, Sam.
47 seconds remaining. Rangers were offside going in for the Rangers. It'll be their 3rd loss in a row. It'll be their 11th loss in the last 14 games. Their troubles continue as they try to straighten out before the playoffs. The one scary thing for the Rangers, John, that you have to think of in their games against the Patrick Division teams in the playoffs is that all 3 of the other teams in the playoffs have done well against the Rangers, have dominated the Rangers in the second half of the season.
Right. I still attribute a lot of that to injury problems the Rangers had. What's interesting about Pittsburgh is they have the 2 best players in the division. In Lemieux.
Oh, boy.
There you go.
Poshek, cross-check.
There we go.
Lemieux from behind. Caulfield is out to challenge Poshek.
Lemieux banged into Poshek, and Poshek reacted. Cross-checked Lemieux down, and Caulfield tried to get a Poshek. Poshek will get the penalty. It's interesting that Caulfield was on for the last shift of the 3rd period for a protection factor with Lemieux and Brown and Coffey on the ice. Poshek now is headed towards the penalty box. They'd be better off to get him into the locker room with just 33 seconds left in this game. And there you see the reaction by Poshek as he came off the boards.
Caulfield is on the ice for the first time in the game, and you know why he's there.
Well, for a protection factor, and it's not a bad coaching move. But the 33 seconds left here in the 3rd period, they ought to get Poshek into the Rangers locker room because the Penguins might have a few words for him after the game.
Caulfield heads on into the locker room.
You protect your assets on the ice. That's what Caulfield was doing.
Cross-checking at 19:27. Penguins are 3 for 8 on the power play. Caulfield got a 10-minute misconduct for his presence in the situation. Rangers wind up the regular season tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden against the New York Islanders. You can see that game on Madison Square Garden Network. Don't forget, it's time to turn your clocks ahead. Overnight tonight at 2 a.m., spring forward. You lose an hour's sleep, but if you don't turn them ahead, you'll be late for everything an hour tomorrow. So turn your clocks ahead tomorrow, and we'll see you on Madison Square Garden Network with Rangers game night at 7 o'clock. Phil Esposito, if you joined us late, if you did not hear the news, we will repeat it one more time. Phil Esposito taking over as Rangers head coach, firing Michel Bergeron this morning, dismissing assistant coach Charlie Tifo, and going behind the bench for the remainder of this season and for next season.
The reason Poshek is not being sent to the Rangers locker room is if Pittsburgh scores the power play goal within the 33 seconds left in the third period, he would have to stay on the ice or come back into the game.
You got it.
So that's the reason that he's not sent off. Believe me, Denny Morrell would love to.
30 seconds to go. Hardy back to the puck. Drives it around the boards. Karam's out. 15 seconds to go. And they're on their feet as the final seconds tick off. Petit with the puck, and that's it. And Loney and Petit square off.
And in comes Rob Brown. Now it may get ugly. Rob Brown skated in to Petit.
I don't know what Brown is doing there.
Well, it's right beside the Rangers runway.
Coffey and Granato.
Here we go. And Denny Morrell steps in there.
Yeah, it could get ugly now. Sandstrom's got two guys on him.
Remember, the Penguins had the man advantage, Sam, here. So the Rangers are down a man.
What is Brown doing? I mean, what is his purpose there?
It looked like the whole thing was going to calm down between Loney and Petit, and Brown skated in, and he started everything going once again. Now Petit's ushered off by Leon Stickle. All right, Coffey and Zalapsky are staying out of everything, as is Granato, as is Troy Loney. Bob Frost is at center ice. Barrasso is in his goal crease. The teams are staying on their benches, and things will now be separated. The Rangers now will head off. Dan Quinn's there having a few words.
Well, now we can get back to saying the good things about the Pittsburgh Penguins, which they deserve. They played an outstanding game, led by Tom Barrasso. And the Pittsburgh Penguins finish in second place in the Patrick Division as they defeat the New York Rangers 5-2. They end the season with 2 straight victories over the Rangers, and they will have home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs, which open Wednesday night here at the Pittsburgh Civic Arena. For Phil Esposito, in his first game as coach this season, taking over, a disappointment. For Mario Lemieux, the satisfaction of winning a big game. For Tom Barrasso, renewed confidence. For the Rangers, some question marks continue. Barrasso wins a big one, and he gets 2 assists to boot. That's a pretty good night for a goaltender. Final score, Penguins 5, Rangers 2. These same 2 teams may meet Wednesday night here in Pittsburgh. We'll be right back.